Hello everyone, I am Dominique Amara, and today will be the last video in the series that I am doing on the fruit of the Spirit. So today we'll actually be discussing self-control. If you did not see the other videos in the series, please click on the link that will pop up above, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So what is the definition of self-control? Well, according to the Dictionary of Bible Themes, self-control is the physical and emotional self-mastery, particularly in situations of intense provocation or temptation. So in short, self-control is having the ability to say no when you really need to say no. It's not giving in to something when you really want to do it. There are many ways to practice self-control depending on what it is that you're trying to avoid. That can be saying no to an overindulgence of food, saying no to giving that person a piece of your mind, aka cursing them out. That can also be saying no to sexual temptation, such as pornography. Now, when you as a Christian are practicing self-control, you are effectively saying that you will not indulge in this act because you have something better, which is Jesus Christ. The peace that Jesus offers us is way better than anything that we can run to. You don't have to give in to whatever it is that's calling you. You have Jesus, and he can give you so much more satisfaction than drugs or anything else that you may run to. Now, we actually see in 2 Timothy 1:7, it says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and self-control." Now, some translations say sound judgment or a sound mind, but either way, it's all pointing towards being able to have self-control and to make good decisions. Now, when we are tempted, God provides a way out according to 1 Corinthians 10:13, and that says, "No temptation has come upon you except what is common to humanity. But God is faithful. He will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation, he will also provide the way out so that you may be able to bear it." So God is giving you this supernatural strength to say no, and then he's providing a way out for you so that you don't have to give in to whatever this thing is. We can refuse sin and practice self-control. So you may struggle in saying no to distraction when you need to be focusing at work, for instance, or you may need help saying no to anxiety and worry by not consulting Dr. Google whenever you feel a strange bodily sensation. I'm speaking from experience here. One of my biggest struggles a few years ago was food. I was going through a rough time mentally and was dealing with depression, so it was like, I need food. So I would get up at work, and whenever I felt bored or depressed or just had a rough day, I would go to the vending machine and get like a Reese's. Sometimes I get Snickers. I mean, the vending machine for the most part has unhealthy stuff, but there were some healthier options and I would never choose them. It was always something sweet that I, felt would meet my need, whatever that was. Needless to say, 3 years of that led to some unhealthy bodily consequences. I gained a good amount of weight and was in that pre-diabetic range. So I knew that things had to change and I couldn't continue going to food. And then, to be honest, running to food would make me feel good for about 10 minutes, maybe. But after that would be that, guilt and shame, like I probably shouldn't have ate that, so I had the choice, but I chose food every time. So now, of course, I've gotten past that. I'm not in that bad place in my life anymore, and I no longer run to food. I have experienced the temptation, especially with all the vending machines around at work. It's like, oh, I could, but I usually don't. So, making better healthy choices, food wise as well. And I feel a lot better. Nowadays I run, if I'm feeling tempted in any area, I actually have a playlist that I listen to on the Dwell app that I have done some reviews on my channel. I run to that app and I listen to a playlist about temptation. I think it's called I'm Feeling Tempted. And so I have that playlist downloaded on my phone, and I just put on my headphones and just listen to that. And usually that does help me to not fall into temptation. But I mean, it's a fight every day. It's not like I just no longer feel temptation whatsoever. It's just a daily fight, and you have the ability every single day to win that battle. So with that being said, when you feel tempted in whatever way, seek God. Do not seek food, do not seek sex or drugs or anything to try and relieve it, or relieve the pain or whatever it is that you're experiencing. God is really the best option that you have. And you can do that through prayer and through reading his word. Understand that you have a spirit of self-control. This is one of the fruits of the spirit, and you definitely have the power to say no. Now, I want to end this video with a few scriptures, just so you can remember or write it down, so that you can refer to them when you're feeling tempted. So when you're feeling tempted to become angry and lash out, remember James 1:19-21, which says, "My dear brothers and sisters, understand this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. For human anger does not accomplish God's righteousness. Therefore, ridding yourself of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, humbly receive the implanted word, which is able to save your souls." Remember, human anger does not accomplish God's righteousness. Another one, when you feel tempted to say something that you probably shouldn't, remember Proverbs 21:23. "The one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble." I mean, that is a really good one. Another one, 1 Thessalonians 5:6-8. "So then let us not sleep like the rest, but let us stay awake and be self-controlled. For those who sleep, sleep at night, and those who get drunk at night. But since we belong to the day, let us be self-controlled and put on the armor of faith and love and a helmet of the hope of salvation." And the last one here is 1 Corinthians 9:25-27. It says, "Now, everyone who competes exercises self-control in everything. They do it to receive a perishable crown, but we an imperishable crown. So I do not run like one who runs aimlessly or box like one beating the air. Instead, I discipline my body and bring it under strict control, so that after preaching to others, I myself will not be disqualified." So we practice what we preach, right? We practice what we preach, and we try to do what we need to do in order to bring our bodies under strict control, so that we do not look like hypocrites telling people to do something that we ourselves are not even doing. I know I kind of went off on a rant there, but yes, we practice self-control. So with that being said, let us be self-controlled. Let us depend on the Holy Spirit for our strength in every area. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you would like to get notified whenever a new video from me releases. Thank you so much for watching.